What's up, scholars? It's your girl Gabby, and I am back with a brand new video. If you're new to the channel and you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. You've got to subscribe to the channel, become a part of the graduating class. You do not want to miss out on the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months. I got some really cool stuff planned. So once you subscribe, you hit that red button, go ahead and hit the bell as well so you don't miss out on any of the stuff that I have planned, okay? So I don't want to make this video too long. I know for a fact, if I ain't watching a whole 30-minute video, y'all ain't watching it either. So let's get that out the way right now. This is not gonna be 30 minutes. But I am, I'm coming to you all just to give you all a little bit of a life update. There's a lot of you who are new to my channel. Like, you're new subscribers. You may know me in real life, so maybe this is good for you. Maybe we haven't talked in a while, or maybe you are don't know me at all and you're just kind of well, who is this girl? Where is she coming from? I'm gonna share a little bit of my background with you all and share where I am currently, and share some of my struggles, and hopefully it'll be encouraging for you all. So I am a Bradley University graduate. I graduated from that school for undergrad. If you don't know who or what Bradley is, Google it. I took a year off, tried to figure out where the heck I was supposed to be. Ended up going to grad school at Illinois State University, which is 30-45 minutes from Bradley. And they're also rival schools for some reason. I don't know why. One school is private, one school is public, one school is really small, the other school is really big. I don't know why they're rivals. So it just doesn't really make sense for me personally, but nonetheless, they're rivals. So it was really awkward when I first got to Illinois State, because people were oh, well, you're in graduate school. What school did you go to before? I'm oh, I graduated from Bradley. And everybody's oh, okay. So that was awkward. But I went to Illinois State for graduate school, and while both of those experiences were experiences that were needed to make me into the person that I am right now, they were rough, okay? Life for me was no crystal stair. That is so weird because before I got to college, when I was in high school, I did speech and theater. And I don't know where that line is from, but I just remember one of my coaches literally shoving it down my throat and saying, "You gotta say this right, do it again." So flashback. But being in college and being in grad school was not an easy process for me, which has landed me here, and is the main reason why I'm doing the guide and I'm doing this channel, is because I know how much I went through and how much could have been avoided looking back on it had I known some of the things that I know now, right? A lot of things is about perspective. A lot of things is about, when you know better, you do better. And I just wanted to be able to talk to other students of color, talk to other students who may not have parents or siblings or aunts and uncles who all went to college. For those of us who are first generation, or students who you've had parents go to college but they've never been away to college, it's a completely different experience for us. So I wanted to kind of bring whatever knowledge I had to you all. Currently, I'm working in a field that is pretty much dedicated to helping first generation and low income students get into college and be successful once they're there. So I have learned so much since holding this position, and actually went out of my way to read about things and get to know certain people and have certain conversations that it just would be weird for me not to share what I now know. So that's the story behind the guide. That's my education background, okay? Let's fast forward to now. My life is good. That's such like a generic thing to say, but I'm grateful now. The position that I'm in right now, I'm grateful. Being able to pay my bills, being able to do some of the things that I'm able to do when I was in a position a few years ago where I couldn't do that is a blessing, and I'm grateful for it. I've really been making it a point to pray a lot more and give that specific time to God. I know everybody that watches this video will not be of the Christian faith, or maybe you're just like, God was never really a big thing. I know for me personally, in the last couple of months, if it had not been for prayer, if it had not been for worship music, if it had not been for people speaking life into me, I'm not really sure where I would be mentally. And I'm saying that my life is good right now because it is good, and again I am grateful, because I think one of the biggest things and the biggest issues that we face is just not being grateful for what it is that we have, for where we are right now. There's so much that I want outside of where I am right now, but if I focus on that, I would become ungrateful, which leads to a lot of the issues that I was having before this. So just to give y'all like a quick 6-7 month recap, at the end of last year, I decided to move in with my significant other, and I come from a family who is of the Christian faith. And if you know anything about that, then you know that, you know, moving in with your significant other or shacking up is not, you know, accepted, really. And it caused some issues within my family, within my church family. Pretty much, long story short, it pretty much ended up with me being removed from the praise and worship team, and really just kind of feeling like, okay, I've done everything that I was supposed to do, and I made this one decision. It's like the end of the world. And although I understood where my parents and my godparents and, you know, other people in my life were coming from, I also was like in this mindset of like, but I've done everything else. I don't know, you know, what else to do. And I had my own reasonings for moving out. I'm not going to get into all of that, but I just entered 2020 feeling really, really just discouraged and hurt, and you know, all the feelings that you would think a person would feel during that time frame. Me and my significant other were, you know, just, we both had a lot going on individually, and we were trying to like also be with each other. And it's just a lot. Again, I really don't want this to be a 30-minute video, so I'm not going to get into all of that. But like I said, beginning of 2020, it was not good. And I found myself eating a whole lot to try and, you know, fill whatever empty spaces that I was dealing with. I found myself really struggling with my confidence, and it began to spill out into work, into my relationship. I wasn't talking to a lot of people, and it became very, very hard for me to get out of bed on most days. And I've dealt with depression before, so I know what the signs are, and I definitely was falling into that again, and I would have a really good week and then I have a really bad week. And then it was just like this cycle that was going back and forth. And it wasn't until about maybe a month ago where I had like a whole nervous breakdown because at the end of 2019, I found out that my godmother was having issues with her health. And my godmother has been a very, very huge part of my life. It has always been my mom and her. So that was kind of like a shocker for me, and I was already in a really weird place because of the situation with me moving out. So at the end of February, she passed, and whatever I was dealing with at the beginning of the year in 2020 got like 10 times worse after that happened. And I began to equate who I was and what I was doing, and you know, everything else that I had done did not matter at that point, because I basically was thinking in my head, you know, you're just not a good person anymore because these things happened. And it's really, really weird, but that's how my brain was going at that time. So like I said, after she passed, everything kind of went downhill from there. And I had a mini nervous breakdown maybe like a month ago, where everything that I was dealing with, everything that had happened, I had a small issue with my boyfriend and it just blew up. And I ended up having to go and be by myself for a little while so that I could figure out what the heck was wrong. And in my self-reflection, I figured out that, you know, the problem isn't necessarily this one thing, it's a combination of things. And until you tackle those things, until you have those hard conversations with yourself, this is not going to get better. You are going to continue to go through this cycle of being up and being down and being down and being up, because you're not doing what you need to do. And a big part of that was taking time to, one, pour into myself. I think this entire year, and even the entire time last year, I spent way too much time focused on what other people thought, what other people had going on. I need to give this, I need to give that, I need to be this person, I need to give this person another chance. And it's like, at some point, you have to stop and say no. You have to stop and say, is this serving me? And you have to listen to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes our intuition and our brains will tell us like, this is not it. This person is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Let them go. And you keep them. You keep them around because you're like, well, no, I want them to show, and no, you know what I'm saying? And it puts you in a bad position. So I realized that I was not pouring into me. I was not making the best decisions for me. I was not taking care of myself. I was not doing things that are good for me. And that's outside of, you know, eating. That's outside of shopping, because I do both of those. Okay. Just, you know, filling myself with the right things, filling myself with things that are going to help me. Since the quarantine started, I wasn't praying. I was just kind of getting up, doing work, getting frustrated. This isn't working out. This isn't being done. So I think the major thing for me, and what I am learning and what I am forcing myself to do, is to feel myself first, and then everything else will be added. You know what I'm saying? Now every day, even if it's not in the mornings, even if I do have a moment where I forget, I now stop and take 5 or 10 minutes to go in a room and sit and pray and say affirmations to myself and look at a scripture or say a scripture out loud, because I know that's what's going to sustain me. If nothing else, my godmother pushed reading your word, she pushed praying, she pushed spending that time with God, because when you do that, again, everything else is added to you. And that's good, bad, you know, like I said at the beginning of the video, my life is good right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, things seem to be peaceful, but even in good times, I still gotta pray. Like this morning, I got up and I just started doing stuff, and I walked in the second room and seen my Bible, and I was like, stop what you're doing, sit down and pray. And that kind of energized me and gave me what I needed to go on today. So I'm saying all of this to say you have to feel you, and feeling you has a lot to do with spending time with God, spending time giving yourself positive things. You can't spend so much time pouring out into other people and giving your money and your time and your energy to others and not have it being given back to you. Once you take the moment or the time to give to yourself and say yes to yourself, then, like I said, for the third time, everything else will be added onto you. Since I've been making those decisions, since I've been having those conversations with myself, asking those hard questions like, okay, you feel this way, but why do you feel this way? I just really feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I've really gotten this new, vibrance and excitement for who I am and what I want to do, and who God has called me to be. And I'm not perfect, by no means. I don't have everything figured out, but I know that I'm on a journey and I'm on a road to having things figured out. And I'm really, really grateful. I'm really, really excited for what is coming in the future. I have some really, really cool things that I've been wanting to do for years that I'm now getting the opportunity to do on the scale that I want to do them. And I feel good. I feel fulfilled. And like I said, since 2020 started, it's really been touch and go. It's been a little rough for your girl. But I feel like I'm getting to a better spot. I'm getting to a better place. And I know that wouldn't be possible without making those necessary changes. So if you're watching this and you are having a hard time, maybe quarantine is kicking your butt, maybe you're dealing with a loss, whatever that might be, take the time to feel yourself. Take the time to ask yourself those hard-hitting questions and be honest with yourself and who you are, and watch things transform and move because you made those decisions. So that's all I got for you. Like I said, I did not want this video to be 30 minutes. That's my little life update for you guys. If you guys have any ideas for new videos that I should put up, please let me know. I'm probably going to start making 2 videos a week as opposed to 1. So yeah, I really, really want to know what you guys would like to see me talk about, what you all would like to see me do. But that's all I've got for you. I will see you all on the next one. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I am hoping and praying for the best for you. Bye.